Good afternoon everyone, and welcome back to the Rah Rah Rabbit. Now the title of this video may have caught your attention. You may have been very hesitant to click on it, or very eager, but allow me to explain what it is that I want to talk about. So a couple of years ago I made a video entitled Lucid Dreaming, Exploring Sexuality and Gender. And as that title implies, that was what I spoke about, how I had used lucid dreaming as a way of exploring those things. So again, this is something that I have mentioned in a few videos, but I am transgender. I am a female to male trans person. And it's something that I don't mind talking about. Like I say, I have been open about it, but especially on this channel, I'm a bit reluctant to talk about it, just because obviously I know that the audience for this channel isn't trans. You know, most people are here to hear me talk about lucid dreaming or mental health, and a combination of the two. But the topic of my gender is something that I haven't felt is necessarily relevant to this channel, but at the same time, it does tie into lucid dreaming. So I'm not going to go on too much about my past and my feelings around my gender in the past, but when it came to the decision to transition, I had used lucid dreaming to try and, I guess, rehearse what that would be like. So, for example, in some of my lucid dreams, I would transform my body to look more male, to see how I felt when I saw myself in that role, to see if that image of myself was a better fit than the body that I had and the role that I had, I guess, as female. So it was a good way for me to kind of explore that and mess around with those ideas in the dream space. And the same with sexuality. It was a great space to explore that and to figure out who it was that I was attracted to and who it was that I was interested in having sex with. So just on this video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about how I've used lucid dreaming in that area. So one of the great things about lucid dreaming for me is it's been a good tool to help cope with some of the dysphoria I still feel around gender. I think it's just one of those things that no matter where I am in my transition, no matter how far I decide to take my transition, there's always going to be some feelings of dysphoria around. And at the end of the day, my body is never going to function or never going to look 100% cisgender. It just isn't. And these are things that I have to come to terms with and figure out how I'm going to navigate in my day-to-day life. So, you know, I'm not going to go on too much about my genitals, because I don't think many people want to hear too much about that, but one of the things that I use lucid dreaming for these days is dealing with the dysphoria I have around that area. And one of the great things there is being able to have a lucid dream and use the anatomy that I wish I had been born with. Now, I'm never going to know 100% what that feels like to have a penis and to be able to use it. But in the dream space, you know, I can have a knob and I can use it. I can use it to have sex with men, with women, and everybody on the spectrum. And it's a great way for me to explore that because I'm quite a nervous person in real life, and when it comes to relationships, you know, I'm always scared of how being trans is going to affect that. And I guess this way it's kind of like a confidence building thing, but it's also just a great way for me to deal with those feelings of dysphoria and to have sex in a way that I would like to. Now, many people might think it's a bit sad because ultimately it's just in a dream, but it's certainly not a replacement for real life sex. It's just a way for me to have an experience that I'm not going to be able to have in waking life. So again, don't want to go too much about how I have sex. Again, I don't think that's what people have signed up for in this channel. But, you know, if I wish to have sex with somebody and I want to be the penetrating, if I want to be the one, if I want to be the top, you know, I can use prosthetics. There's lots of great stuff out there for trans men. You know, I have that option, and I'm okay with that. But obviously, at times that's a difficult thing for me to deal with. It's difficult for me to visually know that what I'm using isn't me. And there are times when, you know, it's just it's very hard for me to deal with the feelings of dysphoria that come with that. So yeah, lucid dreaming and being able to experiment with sex and gender and to be able to use anatomy that I wish I had is great. It's one of those things that really helps a lot with mental health and how I see my body and just dysphoria in general. So I know that many people watching this video aren't going to be able to relate. I think I do have a few trans followers who might find this video helpful for them, but also I guess I wanted to make it so that people who aren't from the trans community, so that cisgender people or even people in the LGB community who don't know a lot about trans things, one, get an insight into what it's like for me as a trans person, and two, to help people understand that lucid dreaming sex isn't all just about getting off with your favourite celebrity, that it does have therapeutic uses, I suppose. So that's kind of just what I wanted to talk about, guys. I hope that it was informative. I hope that you don't unsubscribe. But yeah, thank you very much. What do you dream about, Rara? Merchandise, good point. If you would like to buy some of my designs, then feel free to head over to my Redbubble page. I will leave a link to that in the description below. There you can buy t-shirt designs such as this, or maybe even this. And if you don't want t-shirts, there's also stickers, mugs, and a variety of other things. I'm not very good at promoting myself, I do apologise. But thank you very much for watching, guys. If you'd like to support me on Patreon, there's a link in the description. Feel free to go and check that out. You can also get 20% off on Vivid Dream products, so don't forget to check out the link and the code in the description box below. Thank you very much for watching, guys. My name is Max, aka the Rara Rabbit, and I'll see you in the next video.